G'day guys. Okay, this one's a quick one. This is one for people that want to play with things and different supplies and they don't have a lot of money, because that's why I bought these ones. Now you can see the little lunchbox next to me there full of pen looking things. They are actually they're gelatos. Now I've forgotten what they're called. So basically they are a creamy watercolor crayon kind of deal. It's like a gel. So they're actually called gel pastels. So you can, FABER have got watercolor gel pastels. This is their cheap version. You can go to Spotlight and you can buy, or you can buy them online, and you can get the dearer version. They look more like a chapstick, and they're a much dearer version. And to be honest with you, I found that the color payoff that I got from these ones, I didn't need to go and spend more money. This is literally like, you can see what I'm doing there. All I'm doing is scribbling onto the plastic, adding a spritz of water to it, and look at the color payoff. Now, I am drying it off a little bit in between, purely because the colors that I wanted to use, so the photos that I'm using, there's orange, purple, yellow, like more of a orange yellow in the photos. Now, as you can see there, I'm using different colored oranges. I'm just mixing it with my finger. There's the tiniest amount of water on there, and these are so the MARTE ones are actually called twistable colors, and you add water to them. You can draw straight on your paper if you want to. I did use some FABER Art Basics clear gesso on my page before I started, mainly because I wasn't sure how much water I wanted to add to my page. So I'm just using flat white cardstock. It's just the Poppy Craft 10, I think it's 10 sheets for like $4, something like that. Super cheap. And these, you can see these different crayons. So they come with, they're gel pastels. I keep calling them crayons because they sort of feel like a crayon when you're drawing them on. And you get, it's just all color. Okay, so these ones don't seem to have a lot of wax in them. So they're really, really good. They're not much of a resist. If you draw directly to your cardstock, you can get a resist situation. But as soon as you add water to it, it reduces back up again, if that makes sense. So see, I've got 3 different purples there. So I've just added a little bit of water. I'm moving it over a bit so you can see without hopefully going over the edge of my plastic. So I'm just mixing it together with my finger, and just to give me, so it's not a lot of water, because I wanted to be very specific with the purple. I didn't want it to hit the orange, because orange and purple make mud, and the purple on the yellow is fine, and the pink and the orange next to each other is fine, but I wanted to use a couple of different shades of purple. Now, just trust the process for me, okay? Just have a little faith. I know this looks really messy. I'm using around the outside edge. I have taped it down, and that's not for any purpose other than I wanted to have a border around the edge, but I didn't want to add a border to it. So this is a very simple way. Now there's the black. Now I've just added, you saw me scribble it on there, a little bit of water, and I'm using my fan brush and I'm just tapping it. Anyone that's been here for 5 minutes knows I don't do splatters, but specifically today, that's the look I wanted over the top of it, to sort of break the color with a contrasting black. So that is what I wanted to do with it today. Do I do that very often? Heck no, I don't. I like my spots very controlled. And when you're using gelatos, I think that's what they're called, gelatos? Or is that the ice cream? Oh, please tell me. It's going to drive me crazy now. Missy Whidden uses them all the time. They are, I'm going to Google it while I'm talking to you, which is extremely rude, but I'm just having a look because it's going to do my head in. Yeah, they are called gelatos. Faber-Castell gelatos. Here I was thinking I was losing my marbles. Okay, so I got mine from, I bought 2 packs. I bought the MARTE version and I bought the Faber-Castell version. Both of them set me back about $15 each set. I'll be honest with you, I've never felt the need to go and buy the more artist grade one. I've never felt the need because I feel the colour payoff is awesome with these ones, and I don't, like you can see I'm painting it there and look at the colour. It is super bright. And if you jump over to the Facebook group, which the link is in the description below, and or Instagram, whichever is your preference, I take photos up close and you can see that the colour payoff is really, really good with these. Now, the only reason I'm tapping my finger on it is because I didn't want it to look painted, like with a paintbrush. But obviously that's how I was adding it. Now, the gold one is the Faber-Castell one. It's actually metallic. So, have a look at the photos. You can get metallic gel pastels. So, I bought mine for my local Aussies. I got mine from Bargain Central. I bought 1 pack from. That was the Faber-Castell ones I got from Bargain Central. This is going back a few years, okay? So they may look a little bit different and the packaging may look a little bit different. And I actually found the MONT ones at, it was King Kong's. So it was another $2 shop, but I actually found them in the kids colouring bit. And I actually said to the lady, I said, do you actually know what this is? And she said, no, they're just crayons. And I said, actually, they're not. I said, I just have to let you know that they're actually not a kid's product. They're actually something that's targeted more for adult use. I said, kids can use them, of course, but it's something that like scrapbookers and art journalists and stuff like that, they use these because so they ended up moving them. And they said they had no idea because they just get the stock in and get told to put it on the shelf. They don't know where to put it. So, so if you're having trouble finding them in your local store, go and have a look in the kids section because it may just be that the particular shop you're in, the staff may not realise that they're not just crayons. So have a look. I don't have the packaging, or I would pop the packaging up for you to see what they look like. But as I said, it was a while ago, so, you know. Now, yes, you can see by the title, whoops, it's broken. I will be honest with you, I won Mum of the Year. Why? Because my beautiful second child, this is Angela, so this is going back years and years and years. This is 2010, I think. Poor darling, she had socks on her feet, you know, those socks with the little grippies underneath them, you know, like the little baby socks. And she has always been go, 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 go. And as you can see, she's got a bike, a broken arm, she's on a trikey bike, and she's got a phone in her hand with a broken arm. And do you know she was riding down the hallway and chucking it sideways and doing a U-turn and coming back with a broken arm. Anyway, we laughed, we just went with the flow and went, you know what, no point in stopping her because at least she's knows what she's doing, I guess. That's kind of crazy. So yes, that's I'm literally scrapbooking the fact that she broke her arm. Now the reason why it's a whoops is because I'm just going around the outside edge with a black POSCA pen while I'm doing this, guys, just to make it pop a little bit more. Okay, so the reason why, sorry if you heard that noise, that's my family getting organised for dinner. The reason it's a whoops is because she slipped. She had those little grippy socks on, and she stood on Taylor's bed. At that point, Taylor was like 10, I think, something like that. And she stood on the end, and you know how you've got that shiny metal bar at the foot of your bed, right? Well, she stood on it, and she was hanging on, and she slipped. Well, she didn't let go of the top bar, because she's pretty switched on like that. She's a pretty switched on kid. And she didn't let go, but when she came down sideways. So she ended up sort of partially dislocating her elbow, but I took her off to the hospital. Got it all looked at. Not a problem. Not a problem. Everything was fine. They said, look, we can't see any cracks, breaks, blah, 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 but doesn't mean there isn't one. It may show up in another couple of days. I had never heard of such a thing. I thought if you broke your bone, you broke your bone. Didn't know this. Okay, so, because my first child has never broken anything. So this was totally new to me. Anyway, story goes on. 3 days later, she's outside. I'm hanging out washing, and every time she went to stand up, because I still only had 2 kids at this point, every time she went to stand up and sort of put her hands down, you know how little kids do that, they push themselves up, she would wince, and she would start to, and she'd say, ow. Anyway, so I listened to this for honestly 3 days, to be honest, on and off, but she wasn't doing it constantly. So took her to the doctor. They did another x-ray, and boom, bada bing, mother of the year, she had a broken arm. So I felt terrible. I felt awful. Poor kid. But did it slow her down? Not on your Nelly. No, my kids just keep going and going. If you can hear that sneezing, that's my husband. I'm terribly sorry. It is allergy weather, and this is our last day of spring, and it's allergy weather, and my husband and my youngest have got the worst allergies. It is terrible. I feel for them something chronic. They chew down Polaramine like it's lollies, I tell you, during spring and autumn. So I felt like being messy. That's why I decided to create these bright colours in the background. And another reason I did that is because if you look at the colours on Angie's shirt, I don't have scrapbooking colours like that. I don't have flat, colours, blank colours like that. I just don't. So I figured I'd just better make them. So I went around the title. I cut that on my Cricut. You could use, if you don't have a Cricut, you might have a die cut machine. And I did do an offset. It was a 0.69 offset. If you're interested in that. Jen's home from school, so she wanted to peel this off here. She's all ready for gymnastics, so she's wearing her gymnastics gear. And she wanted to peel off the double-sided tape for me, which I was very happy for her to do. She's got much longer nails than I have. Sorry if you can hear the scratching. That's my chihuahua trying to get into the room. Now, I decided to do something a little bit different when it come to my border. Now, I have a very clear border all the way around it when you see it in real life, because where I had the tape, so where the gesso went, there's a extra border all the way around the outside edge. So I thought, I'll go around it with a bit of a zigzag, sort of make it look sewing, broken, cracked china, that sort of look, stitch it back together sort of thing. And I did that, and then I looked and went, no, hang on, something's not right here. So what I did is I went over it again. So see how I've done that? And then I joined them up. So it sort of looks like I've gone over it twice. And I love it. I have never ever done that on a layout before. And I've got to say, I love it. Give it a try. It's a really good way of sort of creating that added border look. Yeah, and I'm just using my POSCA paint pen, just my black one. It's 0.7 millimeter, so it's pretty good. Yeah, What else can I tell you? That's all I used. I literally used the gelatos and white cardstock, cut out my title with textured white cardstock. It's American. I've just AC. Can I say it like that? American. I can't get it out. Why can't I say that? What is wrong with me? American Crafts white textured cardstock. Gee whiz. I know I've done a lot of layouts today. I've actually done like 3 today, which is pretty awesome for me. And I'm just doing this last voiceover and then I can load them up so they're ready to go. So I'm pretty stoked to be getting this far in advance. It's pretty awesome. So if you would like to join our Facebook group, and there's a heap of lovely people over there from everywhere in the world, not just Australia. And if you want to check out some close-up photos, that's where I post them. So I post really zoomed in photos so you can see exactly how it sits in real life. So you can watch the video and then you can use that as an extra resource to sort of go, okay, that's how it sat. That's how she did that. The other thing that you can do is when I post it over on Facebook, what I do is I put the link to the video. So if you've already seen it and then you're scrolling through Facebook one night and you go, I really want to do that. Oh, where's that video? Just click on the link. It'll take you straight back to the video on YouTube. It's the easiest way to do it if you want to watch it and then go back. So can you see the gold in the center there? It's not very bright. I thought it would sort of shine more for you. You'll see it in the photos. So everything's in the description below. I'd love to have you, if you're not already a subscriber, I would love to have you join us and subscribe to my channel. I post a video almost every day. Sundays are hit and miss. Sometimes I post on a Sunday if I've got bonus videos. Otherwise, it's Monday to Saturday, my time. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll chat to you again soon. Bye for now.